What's good, YouTube? Appreciate all love, support, all glory to God. Hey, your boy just had his second child. We back in motion with the content. But look, Saturday night main event was tonight. It just ended. 4 match card. We also learned some news about John Cena. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. But look, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you got any comments, make sure you put it in the comment section too. Let's talk about this wrestling stuff. Also, check out my shorts too. We always talk about wrestling, giving my minute conversation right there. Also about the NBA as well. The season's going on pretty good. Hey, let's go ahead and get into it. Saturday night main event. First thing I want to say about WWE, y'all did your thing on that. Right now, I'm gonna give y'all a rating about probably around 7, 8. This is probably the best Saturday night main event that we've seen. The reason why I'm only giving it 7, 8, nothing really crazy happened. Nothing shocking happened. Um, what happened should have happened. I would say that from all the way from the start. I would say the first match, but we're gonna get into that. But other than that, everything was solid. No commercials. That's the main thing because all these Saturday night main events that we've seen, commercials. The only time we had commercials was after the match. That's how it should have been from the jump. Obviously, I guess they had something going on with NBC. They cut ties with that and they just stick with Peacock. Obviously, when you're just sticking with Peacock, no commercials, you're just going like a regular PLE. It just looked like a regular television show when they first started, but them now having no commercials, I'm down with that. That's how it should be. Let's watch the whole match. The people paying their money, of course, but the people that's paying their subscriptions should be able to watch the whole match as well. So let's go and get it down to the first match. Cody versus Drew McIntyre. I've always said this about Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre can win every match, but when it comes to a championship match, he cannot win in the Triple H booking. He will not win a championship match in the Triple H booking. If he does, he's going to get cashed in on. But the thing is, you would think his reward will be coming, right? You would think his reward will be eventually showing up. His reward should be given to him if he keeps getting these opportunities, but he's not. Maybe just drop Drew to a mid card at this point because Drew had opportunities when he was trying to fight Roman. Obviously, he was going to beat him. Now he's fighting Cody. Obviously, he's not going to beat him. I think the match was okay. Um, Cody using the title to hit him with the DDT. It happens, and a lot of people I heard some people booing a little bit. It happens, but they cheered when he did win. No Randy Orton spectacle, which I didn't figure it was. They were saying maybe they're running back the same thing with Randy Orton. The stipulation of having the opportunity of Drew winning via DQ via count out was really the reason for Drew just to find a way to win because he can't beat Cody pretty much. And it still didn't matter. He can't beat Cody. The match was okay. Drew did what he can do, but again, Drew is just a loser when it comes to winning a championship. He can win any other match, but when it comes to winning a championship, that's just not what Drew's going to do. Drew's going to give you the opportunity to root for him or cheer or boo, but he's never going to give you the opportunity to say he's a winner. The last time again he won a championship was at WrestleMania 39, was in Philly, and he lost it. That's the last time Drew won a championship. Before that was during COVID. That was in 2020, 2021. Just to let you know, Drew's not a winner when it comes to championships because of the booking. But that's how it is. Cody's your champion. I don't know what they move forward with. They need to do something different with Cody. Randy Orton needs to show up. They need to push. Obviously, they jumped out Jacob out too because he's getting veneers. So we'll see how that goes. But they really need to add some more flavor for Cody Rhodes for his opponent because Kevin Owens is still his best opponent in his last 2 reigns. Kevin Owens is still his best opponent, best viewed right now, and it's slim pickings right now when it comes to SmackDown in the roster. Aleister Black's around, Damian Priest is around. I feel like they should switch it up, put some other people on there. LA Knight would be really good on SmackDown right now because there's really nothing for him to do. But obviously that's why they moved him to Raw to be on the world title scene. But LA Knight and Drew McIntyre are around the same. They're in the same world right now. Like we're getting opportunities against these champions, but we're not winning. So that's what it is with that. Cody wins, retains the title. Now let's go on to another SmackDown championship, the women's WWE championship. Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Now, a couple weeks ago, Jade, she turned heel. We was thinking like, well, this is what I was thinking. They're not gonna put the title on her because they already gave her her big moment. But at the same time, you have to put the title on because what was the point of the heel turn? But this I'm just going off of what WWE logic is. But what they did tonight was exactly how they should have been booking her from the jump. When I say the jump, as soon as she came on here. Now, obviously, they didn't think she was up to par yet. They had to give her the WWE spiel. They put her with Bianca. They put her with Naomi to give that spiel of how things going with the WWE. Because I've always said I watched Jade since she's been in AEW. I've always thought she was green when it comes to wrestling. She didn't know all the ins and outs. That's probably why she should have started in NXT. But they did how they wanted to do it. But now, the way that Jade is going to be booked, that's the way she should have been booked when she walked in. She was a heel when she left AEW. She should have been a heel when she came in. Sounded like how Blake Monroe is built right now on NXT. Is exactly how Jade should have been built. Start off as a face, run over to a heel immediately. They took too long, but we're here now, so it doesn't matter. Jade now is the champion because she dominated Tiffany in this match. And that's kind of how the first couple times should have happened. But obviously, new persona, new mission, new way she wanted to win. This is how Tiffany or Jade should have won. Shout out to Tiffany for getting 300 plus days. I knew she wasn't gonna get to Bianca's. Right, I think Bianca's like 459 or something like that. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. But shout out to Tiffany for doing her reign. We'll see where she goes. Maybe she drops down to the mid card because her and Julia was going at it. So that gives Julia an opportunity to fight people. Then this helps maybe Nia Jax come up to Jade. Now you probably put Lash Legend up there. You obviously think Bianca's gonna show back up eventually. Charlotte might start thinking. So it's a lot of things you can throw in there for Jade. But I definitely love that Jade won the championship. Like I said, dominating the way she did. She spammed like four power slams. Then she spammed the multiple power bombs just to finish it off with a Jaded. That's the way you should do it. That's the way you should book somebody winning a championship. That's gonna be how she's gonna. This is how she's gonna win her matches. This is how Jade's gonna win her match. She's gonna dominate people. There's no fun and games. There is no y'all love y'all. They love me. You do you hear them? No, Jade finna come in there, handle business, dominate, get up out of there. That's how Jade's about to handle it. But congratulations to Jade winning that championship. She is now the new women's WWE champion, and we'll see how they book her throughout the rest of this time with her championship. But I do see her and Bianca eventually fighting. I don't know if it'll be WrestleMania 42, but I do expect those two to fight each other very soon. And then we'll go on to was that does that match? I think that match went on the triple threat match. Dom Mysterio, Rusev, and Penta. Obviously, Dom was gonna win this. I think a lot of people knew Dom was gonna win because we're already getting a new champion. We just got a new champion, Dom, and then a new champion right after that. We kind of figured that that wasn't going to happen, but that's another thing with Dom. So I like Dom. I kind of got more interested with Dom probably around last year. He's been doing very well since he's won his title. He's a double champion, by the way. I think he's the only double champion now because Sol Ruka just dropped their titles. He's the only double champion. He's doing it well. I think he needs to slow it down with the Eddie Guerrero stuff. I think he needs to slow it down a little bit. He tried to do it tonight, but it's like it's a triple threat match. You can't like there's no way you can get away with that, like because it's legal. So I obviously think they did it on purpose, but he's got to try to find a way to stop doing that. But it's triple threat rules. He found a way to win the match. But Penta, Rusev, those guys put on a show. They pretty much held the whole match because Dom is still young in this sense, but I mean he's almost 30. But I'm saying like when it comes to Rusev and Penta, those are vets in the game. They put on the show, pretty good triple threat. I don't know where they're gonna put Rusev and Penta, but if it was for me, I would probably put Penta with his brother. Somehow find a way to put Penta with his brother because Penta obviously not gonna win Intercontinental Gold. Maybe he goes for the AAA title. Rusev, I would probably move him to SmackDown. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but I will move him to SmackDown because again, this gives another person for Cody to fight. This gives another person for maybe Ilya Dragunov to fight. But we just have to see how these two go. the person that I would want Dom to get that title taken off was probably Finn, but this was what they have been doing for these last maybe year, and they really haven't capitalized on it. It seems like Dom's gonna hold this title for a long time until they feel like they think they got the person. I think Finn should be the one that takes the title off Dom, but we shall see. Like I said, pretty good match. Pretty entertaining for the most part. But you know, I guess when I kind of know who's gonna win, it drops down on me, and that's just me watching so much wrestling. I kind of already know what's gonna happen. But hey, they entertained me enough and entertained everybody enough to say, hey, we knew who was gonna win, but they Penta and Rusev held the match down. And then we got right before the main event, we got a little bit more information on John Cena and how they're going to find out his last opponent. Now, I've heard this a couple weeks ago that he was going to get a tournament, and I thought it was a tournament, or yeah, it was a tournament. It was a tournament. I thought it was a bad idea, because I have a person in my head that I think should win, who should fight him, which should be Gunther, because Gunther defeated Goldberg. Gunther retired Goldberg. Might as well have Gunther retire John Cena. That's what I'm thinking, right? I heard rumors that John Cena and Dom might fight each other for the IC title. Heard that in at War Games. We'll get there. We'll see that. But the tournament, they have announced that John Cena, next starting next week, when he comes to Boston, and I think it's on November the 10th, they will start a tournament. So he said people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and people that are not employed. That's pretty much TNA. Now, we might see something different. We might see some more people that's not really from those four. We'll see, but mostly those four. AAA maybe. We'll see, but it's going to be a lot of people trying to be that last person that faced John Cena, because that is a big moment. So we might see people like Matt Cardona. We might see somebody like Nick Nemeth. I highly doubt we see Nick Nemeth on a Raw, but if we do, be a very big moment. Maybe that's when Chris Jericho, it's a name that would possibly show up on Raw, because I've been hearing that he is possibly thinking about coming back to WWE. That's possibly a name there. But I have to see the tournament, but I think Rusev's gonna not Rusev, come back. Gunther is gonna be the person that ends up winning this tournament, and we're gonna see Gunther versus John Cena. This is a match everybody's been talking about since Gunther really came when he was Walter. This that people want to see, and it just makes sense because of what he did earlier this year, taking the break after being the world champion and starting back, finishing the year off by retiring John Cena, and then we'll just see how it goes from there. But that's what I'm thinking. So we'll see how that goes next week, starting on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and then we get to the main event: CM Punk, Jey Uso, the match of the night, in my opinion. And again, appreciate WWE not putting commercials on there. Got to see the match entirely. I like the spiel of them just countering each other over and over, trying to figure out like who's gonna. They never gave up in this match. They just never said, you know what, hey, I'm gonna make sure I give it my all, because this is an opportunity for me to be a world champion. That match meant something when it comes to wrestling. Like, they just threw it out there and said, we ain't just finna give you no BS. We finna give y'all guys a match, and they hands down gave us a match. It was way better than the match a couple weeks ago, by far. Jey Uso and CM Punk hitting each other with each other's moves. Like I said, showing that they're vets in the game. Jey rolling out the ring multiple times, seeing big kickouts at 2.99 seconds, and excuse me, just doing as best they can to make sure they are called champ. I've seen a couple callbacks. So it was a callback where CM Punk, he's done this multiple times. He's hit somebody with the GTS, they bounce off the ropes, they hit right back on his back, and he comes back up. That happened one time. Then Jey Uso reversed it and found a way to get in a sleeper. So that was a callback to how he won his championship. So CM Punk won his championship like that against Gunther. He won his championship. He won again. He beat Seth Rollins like that. But then Jey Uso putting the sleep on. That's how he beat Gunther for his world championship. So it's a good callback. They ran it back again, and then CM Punk, like I said, multiple counters back and forth. Jey Uso had a nice point where he had put CM Punk speared him outside the ring. That was a nice moment right there, like a Roman Reigns style. Um, it was a lot of things going on in that match, but at the end of the day, Jey Uso did not capitalize. He did not win because CM Punk hit him with two go to sleeps, and that was it. CM Punk is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins can't do anything about it because he's hurt. There was no vision. Obviously, they're standing pat because Paul Heyman has a plan, or you say a vision, to get Braun Breaker that championship. But we shall see. But CM Punk is now your champion. A very good match. Like I said, I give it about a 7.5 out of 10 for the whole event. No commercials really made the event better because no one wants to see commercials, and we're paying subscriptions. There's already so many ads on subscriptions. When it comes to wrestling, we want to see everything anyway. So shout out to them for that. Solid card for the 2 hours to watch. Um, kind of predictable when it comes to everything else. We knew Cody was gonna win. We was hoping Jay was gonna win. We knew Dom was gonna win, and we was kind of like back and forth with Punk and Jay, but it looks like it was already official that Punk was gonna win. Now, if Seth was available, I think Seth was gonna win that match, but that is what it is, and that's how it's looking. Um, we'll see how it goes on Monday Night Raw, and we'll watch it and pay attention, see how everything's folding, what the story is from there. But other than that, that's gonna be the recap of Saturday Night Main Event, the best one they have done since they've opened it back up. And until next time, appreciate all the love and support. Make sure, like I said, drop comments so we can talk. If y'all have any conversation, have any thoughts about what happened tonight. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And check out my shorts and any other of my content. And until next time, God bless. Be safe.